Good morning, guys. It is December 28th, 2022, and we're here to start the beginning of the closing out of the year. I am Lord Ambassador Dr. Michael Alexander Barton. I'm here today to actually present how to make a list of distressed properties so that you and your team can actually start cold calling and put these things under contract. I'm going to do somewhere around 100 right now. And I just want you guys to pay attention to how long it takes me to put together the list. So for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to go to one of our softwares to start.
You ain't making it 5 years of grinding to get there. It's like when I'm making a quarter, right?
Pardon my ambition. All right, so let's look it up. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning because I started looking up some things earlier. Let's just go back to Lead Pro. All right, so this is my personal real estate CRM. And what I'm going to do, I have a partner, Mr. Moya, and we are looking up some properties. He wants to do some investing in the area of 10470. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into the system, and then I'm going to tell it what strategy. You see, what they mean by what strategy is what type of home am I looking for in this particular area. So notice we don't have tax liens here, but we have all of these. And let's check out wholesaling. In this zip code, how many wholesale properties do we have? Let me show you. And our survey says 0, right? So if we know there's no properties, that's good, because this is the little map of the area. If we know there's no properties for wholesaling there, we're going to enter the same zip code and we're going to check the next strategy. What about properties for rehab? We search that. Once again, we come up with 0. We don't find many properties for rehab or wholesale in this zip code at the moment. Okay, we continue. Go back to the same zip code. What about lease options? And before we pick lease options, what is it? The business of controlling properties by leasing them with the option to buy. So these are all lease. We could rent these properties out with the option to buy them. We could set up a contract and basically get paid in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. And basically they pay us above average rent over the middle and between those payment points. And pretty much that's what we call a lease option. That's a crash course in that. And let's see how many lease options we have in this particular area. Now, I think you're going to like this. I already know the answer. Lease option is selected. Here we go. 78 properties. Now, 78 properties, awesome. We know this area is saturated with people who probably in their houses. Houses are getting a little older, and these people are great to have conversations with them to find out if we can put their property under contract. So here's how this works. What we're going to do to find out the value of the property, we're going to take a closer look at this here. See, this is what I love about the CRM. Number one, we know a couple of things about this property. It's a multifamily. We know how much it's estimated to be valued at. This doesn't have to be perfect, but it gives us a ballpark figure. And it tells us that there's potentially 80% equity in this property. What does that mean? That means that whatever loan has been taken against this home, only 20% of that loan has been paid. So 80% of the 80% of the equity is in the house, and it's all good. I'm sorry, I think I said that wrong. The way I should say it is of all of the home that has been paid off, right? 80% of this home has been paid off and the money is available, right? Only 20% of the money in this home is actually left. In this case, of the whole home, 59% of the home has already been paid off. Here, 59% of the home has been paid off. Here, a whole 100% of the home has been paid off. So he has no loan in this situation. In this situation, this person has 27% of the home paid off. That means this person has most of the loan to pay. They probably would be interested a lot in this. This person, that's 100% here, we would probably be offering them full price, with our agreement over time, if this was like a subject to. So just looking at these numbers, we see that there's a lot of value in each one of these properties. The more equity that's in that property, the bigger the catch you get as soon as you get the property. So in general, just letting you guys know, I'm going to be picking a lot of these properties on this list. So as you can see, for lease options, we're specifically going to pick as many, probably all of them, if I can. This is the general map to show the homes. If I actually touch one of the dots, it'll give me all of the homes information and everything. So let's get to selecting. Here we go. 80% equity, that's fat and juicy. Let's start with the highest ones. I'm going to choose all of the ones with the highest amount of equity. And we're just going to take our time and go through. No rush. Cherry picking the highest, most valuable properties is cool and fun. Now, I want you to pay attention. Do you guys notice this says HELOC? That means home equity line of credit. A home equity line of credit was taken to actually do this. That's the type of loan that's on this right now. Now, the only thing I'm looking at is this number here. And I'm making my determination based on that. See, I have 100% here. So I want to have conversations with these people, especially because they offer me the most value. Everyone else, think about it. 100% of this number, isn't that a nice penny for you? So this is how I actually do my research. Now, as far as the money to purchase each one of these properties, I have private financial lending in place where I have access to 100% financing on any one of these properties. I don't have to pay a dime. I have a third party come in, they pay for the whole house, we wholesale it, we're done, we move on, I pay them, and I keep the money in between. That's pretty much how that works. And also I have lenders that will deal with subject twos and all different forms of financing as well. That's why I associate with the best. So as we continue to go down, coming to you guys to show you this. This is not hard at all, as you can see. I'm just taking my time going through picking just the most valuable properties of the 78. And we are not done. Okay, this is 60. $93 is not bad. Now, what we're going to do, because we're going to have two types of conversations. There's a conversation with a person who has 100% equity, meaning no loan, and they just are looking for a price. And we would be good to hit that magic number. Then we have some people who have very little equity in their homes, and that's a different kind of conversation when you're negotiating. So I'm going to stick to 100% equity first. We're going to talk about the kind of conversation we need to have to negotiate a property like that. And I'm also going to put these properties all in front of my lender, and myself and my team are going to go crazy, basically calling and trying to reach out to these property owners. And we already have a list of 19 different cash buyers, as well as my secured 100% partner in business, which allows me to go ahead and do any and every property I might think of. So I've come to the end of this. I've highlighted all of the properties that I'm interested in. I'm going to click actions. I'm basically going to add it's specified selected leads. See, I could say these selected leads. I could say selected leads on this page. I'm just going to leave it at selected leads on page 1 and 2. There's a total of 34. If you guys want to zoom in, there's a total of 34. Now they're asking me if I want to market out to these properties and basically send letters. I'm not going to do that at this moment, because if I wanted to, I would click this button. But if I don't want to, what I want to do is I want to add these properties to my list, right? And now that I've done that, we want to go over to properties, right? We should see 34 properties added. All of these are new. Those were all added today, as you can see. From here up, all of those properties are the properties from 1 to 34. All of the properties are the properties that are for lease option. The properties from 35 on up to 50, these properties are just buyers. So keeping that in perspective, now I'm going to separate these things and literally give them specific categories and everything. And we're going to start reaching out to these owners and seeing what kind of conversations we could have. But that's how I actually make a list. Now, if I had to do this without explanation, it would take me only a couple of minutes. So we got 34, right? We're going to go back to Lead Pro because I only got 34. I'm not going to count the buyers. And here we go. We're going back to the same zip code. We already know we got lease options. So let's see about the business of creating financing with the owner to purchase the property. Seller financing, excellent strategy. Let's search. Let's see what properties we can work out from there. There you go. Seller financing, and notice this. Here we go. 100% equity in every single one of these properties. 100% equity. So right now is what we want to do. We want to actually work our hardest. This is 35 more properties. So we got 34 and we have 35. That makes 69 properties so far. I'm going to highlight all of them. Select all 35, add them to my properties. That simple. Now we're going to go back to Lead Pro and we're going to put in the same zip code again. Now we've hit we hit this, there was nothing. We hit that, there was nothing. We hit lease options, we got hits. We hit seller finance and we got 35. Now remember, our goal was 100. We got 69 so far. So we're looking for 31 more. And here we go. The last category that we select is pre-foreclosure. So I hit search, I wait, nothing in pre-foreclosure. So what does that tell us? Of all of the properties in this particular area, just so you see, we have 69 different properties. We're gonna stop right there for this zip code because I want to make sure we hit what we can handle. I was trying to get 100. We don't have 100, but everything that we have outside of the 100 that we had left on the table, let's go and look and see what else we can do. Since we didn't hit that number and we have 31 more, I'm gonna go back to Leadboro. And I think you guys saw there was a lot of properties I skipped. So we're gonna go back to lease option, right? Let's look up what lease option is. The business of controlling properties by leasing them with the option to buy. Lease option is excellent. So we're gonna look them up. Last time I got properties mostly with 100% equity, right? Now I'm gonna pick the opposite spectrum. I'm gonna pick 31 properties that have very little equity, which means most of the loan still has to be paid off, and they may want help with that. Maybe they want an easy out. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to, here we go. We're gonna pick, let's see, 59, sort by high to low. No, we're gonna pick low to high potential equity. Yes. We're focused on equity. Equity is like how much value is in the house. I want to focus on low to high. So I went here. Now I'm going to pick the first 31 low properties. Here we go. This is pre-foreclosure. $30 and $31. Now let's do a quick review. Just to show you the properties I just chose, right? Actually, I'm going to remove this last one from 238th Street. Let's see. I'm going to remove that last one because I want to add one more property, and that property won't be here. It's going to be in Jersey. And I love this because it's that simple. That's all I have to do. Selected leads. Here we go. Add to properties. There you go. Now, those are all properties I'm watching. Let's go back. We should have roughly 99 sellers now, and we should have about 19 buyers. Let's check properties. As you can see, 119 now. So like I said, yeah. And it seems like we have a 419. Somehow I was off by one, but I'm going to add one more. The property I want to add, the address, let's see, 275. This is a property that's in New Jersey that I saw local to where my father was recently. 275 Orange Avenue, Irvington, New Jersey, 07111. Yep, this is it. I wanted to see if I can put this property under contract myself. Save to my properties, and there you go. Now this property is also added, so I can actually look up all of the information on the property that quickly. Now, I saw this property, the property is like highly distressed, but what I wanted was, once I look it up, here's what it gave me. It gave me the owner's name or the LLC that's controlling this property. This property was last sold in August of last year. The last sold amount was $4,840. We're gonna see if we can put this property under contract. How much is the property worth overall? $271,000 potential equity right here. So, I'll go ahead, I'll mess around, get some more pictures, video, everything that I can get on this property, and we'll keep you updated. But the other properties in the local area, this property is estimated at $271,000, right? We can't tell you the beds and baths, but it's about 2,776 square feet. So all of the nearby comparable sales to this particular property, right? Let me go ahead and run some comps. Okay, so this is the subject property, 275 Orange Avenue, right? Here's all the information on the property, square footage, everything, right? Now, the software is asking me to pick a property that's comparable to this property. So in order for me to do that, I would have to pick a property that is roughly about the same. Now, it has multiple properties here because I don't know much about the inside of the property. All I can do is go based on this right here because I don't know beds and baths. And as far as I know, the price per square foot is $1 according to this. So this house is cheaper. So I'm going to go by this right here. Square footage, we got 2776. So we're going to look 27. I'm going to pick this property here. I'm going to pick this property here. 2,700 square feet is the general marker. Now, this one is 32. And that's kind of, sort of. All right, let me take off this 32 because I just found a 26 here and I found a 26 here. So I picked two 26s. Let's see if I can get another. $26. Let's see. I got two 23s. We're close. All right, I think the closest thing is going to be the two 26s. It's rough. I don't want to throw the numbers off drastically. And if I choose one of these 23s, I might throw off the numbers drastically. So I'm going to humble myself and just stick to the 26s I see here, which is as close as I can get as far as the square footage. And I'm going to hit calculate ARV. So if I was to, based on the square footage of this here and this here, right? What happens is the average cost is $178. The average sold price is going to be about $467,000. Now, right now, it says the ARV, which is the after repair value. If I fix this property up and put it back on the market, apparently this property is going to sell for about $494,000. So if you look at something that's worth 200 something thousand right now, if it's fixed up and everything, it'll be worth about 494,000 according to this map. Now, I would have to actually run these comps through a realtor in New Jersey to get a better set of comps because these are all investor comps. So these are going to take me in a proximity, and these also still may be way off. But I just wanted to show you guys how to actually figure this out. So I'm running this report right now. I'm going to send this report over to the group on Freedom Real Estate. So what we're going to do is come here. And here we go, Property Comps, New Jersey. There you go. This is the report on the property. in New Jersey. Let's send this over for learning purposes to a few individuals, because this small team of people are going to be people who help me to go and acquire these properties. So I got to send it to my people real quick. And as well as Mr. Moya. Okay, all of them got it. Now, so now that we're done with that, I just wanted to show you guys how that part worked. So we calculated the ARV, we have everything. Now, I also want to show you one more cool thing about this particular CRM. If I'm an idiot, if I have no idea how to do real estate, right? This is how wonderful life is. Not only do they give me all the general information that I might need to close this particular property, right? I got the tax info right here, right? This is the mailing address to where the person, this company receives its taxes, right? It shows the market value, market improvement, tax amount, taxes. I'm assuming this is how much taxes they pay a year. Mortgage info, it tells me the last couple of companies that they took mortgages at. So right now, I know that they have a conventional mortgage with this place here, EMCO Management LLC, for $25,000. So all in all, that loan was given to New Millennium DEV LLC, and they were the ones that actually handled the business on this property. The former owners were Robert J. Rossum and, oh no, these are lenders. These are the former places that actually took those loans. All in all, this is information on the property. We have the history of the property right here, showing the deeds, the transfers, everything, all of the money that was spent when it happened, the dates it happened, everything was recorded. And outside of that, I wanted to show you this. Once I make contact with a seller, if I wanted to reach out to that person, I would enter their information in here. Note that this is already entered for me. If I wanted to skip trace this person, I can actually go through skip tracing right here. If I did the property inspection, the information would go here. The condition of everything, right? I would just write those things down. The seller's offers, right? The seller's offer. If I was to make an offer for this property, based on the information here, it allows me to type in what the repairs would be, the acquisition costs, the holding expenses, the closing costs. I would literally be able to put all that information in here, and it would quickly tell me what else is necessary to close on this property. Now, the contracts. What if I needed a contract for, remember, we have a lease option situation here. So if I wanted a lease option contract, I could purchase one. It costs $50, but I can purchase this right here. If I wanted information on seller financing and different other types of closing methods, I literally have every single contract here for download, except the lease option agreement, right? So I can download any and every one of them. And if I have contracts I use myself, I could click on this and I could actually upload my own contract into the system as well, which I will be doing. Now, if I needed to have an affidavit in place for any reason, a memorandum, we would actually go ahead and download an affidavit right here. This explains how to actually fill the affidavit out and what it's about. And this is, it said an affidavit clouds the title and protects the investor so that the seller cannot sell the property to someone else without passing a clouded title. We have a marketing system that markets out to buyers. It's all right here based on that property. We have buyer contracts right here. And these are all the buyer contracts. As you can see, everything but the lease option agreement is in place. We also have closing section. If I wanted to close on this property right now, based on the information that is in place here, title company and real estate attorney contacts, the system gives me any contacts I might need to close this property. So you see title agencies, all of that right here. I don't know why Bar and Grill is in here, but this title agency is here. Beretta Research, Abstract, Brownell Abstract, Title Services. So just showing you a bunch of general places that we can call that would be willing to close our deal. This is it here. Now, step 10, payday. Congratulations on closing your deal. Upload your check and share your story. Share your story. If I click share my story, I could put all of this in. I could put, I could tell all that happened. And in general, this would broadcast across the REI Pro network to let everyone know that I literally used their software and I was able to close the deal from beginning to end. So let's recap on this real quick, just real quick. Not just for this property in New Jersey, but for every single property I have. Once I have all that information, even if I did not know real estate, like I said, I have a 10-step process that the system will put me through, even if I did not know how to close a single real estate transaction. And they provide to me every single thing thinkable in these contracts that I might need to close any deal. You see what I'm saying? So with that said, I will be getting the money for the lease option paid so we can have that last agreement and we'll be moving forward. But I wanted to take the time out to demonstrate how to actually build a list of real estate properties fairly quickly, how to do the research. And finally, now looking at our property list, here are all the properties that we will be working on. Note that the New Jersey property is at the top. And now I'm going to go and put the lead type information in all the way down so that everyone pretty much understands what's going on. But that quick from 19 properties to 120, you see. Be inspired. If you have any questions, please reach out to me on WhatsApp only, because any responses will be broadcast on the Freedom Real Estate Investments Association WhatsApp group so that everyone can learn as much as they can at the same time, because I don't want to really sit down and have individual meetings with people. Also, guys, I will be working these properties and it's going to take a lot of my time. So anyone who is interested in working with me on property, we're going to have to sign an agreement. And also we will also be working virtually through the whole transaction. That is also going to be in the agreement. So we will not be meeting up. I'm now going to teach Mr. Moya the complete virtual side of this business. And he and I, after today, will be established completely virtually. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Be inspired.